Labor's derision of the Greens as dangerous and loopy has sharpened tensions between the Gillard government and the minor party it relies on for survival. In Victoria, the two parties are now in direct competition, going head-to-head in a by-election for the prized state seat of Melbourne, held by Labor for more than a century. Analysts say the by-election could hardly come at a worse time for Labor, and they're tipping the Greens to win. Hamish Fitzsimmons reports.
It's been Labor's since 1908, but the mood for change may be in the air. The Greens won the federal seat of Melbourne in 2010 and expect to repeat that success at the state level on Saturday week.
I feel I'm going to win because we're talking about a positive plan and a positive vision, and we're talking about the issues that the electorate wants us to talk about. And I haven't heard many other policies or any policies from Labor for this by-election.
Of the 16 candidates, none from the Liberal Party, it's a contest between two former city councillors, the Greens' Cathy Oak and Labor's Jennifer Canis.
It's going to be close, and I think that anyone who says that it's not is really kidding themselves. But I've spent the last 2 months talking to people and have been receiving a good reception.
Melbourne takes in the CBD, Carlton, Fitzroy, Kensington and Flemington, and has one of Australia's highest concentration of tertiary educated voters, along with large numbers of new migrants. Labor hopes opinion polls showing increasing dissatisfaction over the Baillieu coalition government's handling of issues like education will get it over the line.
I've been talking to people about what this government is doing in Victoria, and progressive voters in Melbourne are very concerned about the future of Melbourne and the future of Victoria.
The Greens have campaigned emphasising local issues, public transport and sustainable development.
The electorate of Melbourne are very progressive, they're very articulate and they're very educated, and they want to hear what their politicians want to do.
They've brought in their biggest name, who despite his recent retirement still pulls the crowd. Federally, Labor has been seeking to distance itself from the Greens. Over the last week, it's launched a series of attacks on the minor party, which emanated from New South Wales. But analysts believe that could backfire in Melbourne.
The federal Labor people have decided, hang on, we're going to throw the transmission into reverse now. We're going to try and do away with this perception that somehow we're being led by the Greens. Again, it's a question of bad timing.
Labor holds Melbourne by 6%. It would have lost the seat in the 2010 state election without Liberal Party preferences. In this by-election, Labor will preference the Greens 15th out of 16, behind Family First. Bob Brown says that had consequences when Labor did that in the Senate in 2004, which saw Family First's Steve Fielding elected.
It was Labor in this state preferencing the Family First Party ahead of the Greens that gave workers in Australia work choices, those draconian laws. It seems to me like they haven't learnt and they're about to do it again.
Despite the candidates' insistence local issues such as education and sustainability motivate voters, federal matters, particularly the leadership of Julia Gillard, loom large, according to political analyst Nick Economou.
The by-election couldn't be held at a worse time for Victorian Labor. Not only is it trying to sort itself out after its unexpected defeat in the recent state election, but there's a real problem about the trashing of the Labor brand by things going on in Canberra, and I think that that's going to have an impact in the by-election.
If people are off state issues, they're talking to me about local government issues, and federal issues they do talk a little bit, but not a lot.
Labor may be hoping voters think even less about federal issues come the 21st of July. Hamish Fitzsimmons, Lateline.